Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to have a look at an event which is going on for Swedish Armed Forces Day. It's a pretty standard event. Basically what they've done is they've brought back the SAV for sale, so you can pick it up, and also there's a decal that's available which has the STRV-122 in it. All you have to do is play 3 battles using Swedish vehicles, and you can get the Swedish Armed Forces Day decal. This is going on over the weekend, so that's when the SAV will be available, and also the decal. Make sure to pick it up. There is a lot of these types of decals around, and they all look really nice. I kind of like the fact how they do kind of themes for each of the sets of decals, even though the events don't really change. The fact that the decals do is pretty cool. Let's have a look at the SAV as well, just to give my opinions. So the SAV 2012-48 is a weird kind of tank destroyer, which is in the Swedish tech tree. It has a lot of really cool things about it, and also, as a firstborn, can be really effective. Basically, alongside the Panzer IV and the T-34, which were added to the Swedish tree in the form of the Swedish sub-tech tree, it completed a lineup for the SAV, which it was struggling with previously. Without these 2 vehicles, you'd have to rely on some other vehicles which were a lot lower BR, such as the PVKB-3, which already is a bit up BR, and even stuff like the L-62, which also was struggling a little bit. So the SAV now has a really good lineup around it, not just from a ground point of view, but also from an air point of view, with the S-Priority Fighter, the J-22B, and also the David, if you have it, with access to the 500-pound bombs. You don't have to have the David to put into this lineup, though. There are other options, such as the Ju-88 with a good bomb load if you want to, or others that are around the place. So what is the key thing about the SAV? Well, it's got really good mobility for the platform, meaning that you can get the gun on target even though it doesn't have access to a turret, and also it has a auto loader. So you can see here it has a first stage ammo storage of 6 pieces in a auto loaded rack with a reload rate of 1.2 seconds. So your first 7 shots, including the one in the barrel, basically, well, I think it's one in the barrel. If it's a minimum of 6 shots, let's put it like that. So a minimum of 6 shots are incredibly fast to fire, meaning that if you screw up a shot, then you're able to hit another one. It's also good at destroying more than one vehicle at once, because of course you can rack the different guns, and then also you have the gunner, the commander, and the driver here, and it does take quite a long time to reload that automatic rack, but once again, you take some shots, bang, 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 and then you reset, and then you take shots, bang, 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 and then reset again, and then just keep doing that over and over again. The vehicle doesn't have a lot of armor, and that's fine, because if you're getting shot in this thing, you're basically playing it wrong. And I know that sounds weird, because you can kind of say that about every vehicle, but this one is specifically. This one is a flanker. Because of its mobility and because of its general speed, you want to get around the enemy, fire the shots, retreat, and then move back. It actually has a really good reverse, as you can see from the transmission, meaning that you're able to do that, which is super fun. So that is what you want to focus on. Now, the gun itself, this 120mm auto mat cannon, has access to an APC-BC shell and also a HE shell. Basically, if you pen with the APC-BC, it will overpressure vehicles, which is quite funny. So what you want to do is you want to use this round, try and overpressure vehicles by penning them. And so if you get any penetration on a vehicle, they will die. You can pretty much penetrate anything that you run into. There aren't that many vehicles that can stop the round. Most of them are heavy tanks, such as like the KV-1s, but even then, on the lower glacis and also other areas, you are able to pen them. And once again, if you screw up a shot, then you just have one in the chamber ready to go straight away. You can really only use this as a first spawn, though, If you use it as a second or a third, there's going to be CAS elements, and your crew is completely exposed, as you can see here. So if you lose these two, you obviously die. So yeah, not exactly great at the end of the day for that. And also, you don't really have any armor on the engine deck either, so it's very easy to destroy this vehicle with CAS. So expect this vehicle to have a very, very powerful first 5 minutes, and then after that, you're going to have to supplement it with the Panzer IV, the T-34, but those two vehicles are fantastic at that anyway, so, you know, it's not too much of an issue. Doesn't have access to a machine gun, does have access to smoke grenades, so you can reposition, which is really nice, and overall it's just a really fun vehicle. I highly recommend this one. It's also a rank 3, so you can do dailies and specials with it, especially stuff like the SPG challenges that are around. And if you are interested in the Swedish tech tree and you kind of want to grind it out, this one isn't a bad one, because rank 1 and 2, Sweden is not the best, and the basic reason is the tank destroyers are not very fun to play. These two are not exactly great, but also all of these, many of them rely on an APDS round, which is at rank 4. So until you get that APDS round on most of these vehicles, even like the Largo, for example, you can see it here, even the reserve vehicles have access to it. So until you get this APDS, these vehicles are not very functioning, and that kind of sucks. So using the SAV to grind through them isn't too bad of an idea. They seem to have added something to the BT-42 as well. Oh, there you go. So yeah, that's something to think about while picking up the SAV. The Swedish tech tree is really good. It's a fantastic tech tree to play, and the SAV is just one of those kind of unique vehicles which is incredibly enjoyable. There was also an update, 2.33.0.63. This came out a few days ago, but it wasn't anything too crazy, so I decided just to wait on it. Basically, a bug that caused duplicate smoke effects after using smoke grenades has been fixed, so basically they won't double up, which was kind of odd for a little bit, and nice to see that they fixed it. There was also a destroyed module no longer covers other functioning modules in the damage module indicator while in battle, and also the absence of the rate of fire parameter for non-automatic guns and the reload time parameter for automatic guns when viewing ships in X-ray view in the hangar has been fixed too. So overall, very good on those. They also did some sound changes, so the Challenger and the Leopard 1, the sounds of the engines have been improved in accordance with feedback from players. Now, constant revolutions are better audible and are better combined with the sounds of revving. I haven't really had any issues with those vehicles, unless they've changed them more recently, but there you go. I suppose now they will probably sound better. A bug that caused flares to sound like jet engines when flying through them has been fixed. That was one of the most annoying bugs, especially during the event. I didn't realize what was going on half the time. And when basically I was spading out the F5E, spading out, you know, a bunch of other vehicles, the MiG-23M, the F8U2, I would attack stuff like A-10s or Su-25s, who would obviously pop a lot of countermeasures, and what would end up happening is you would just hear this constant woo, 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 and it just screwed with your brain. It was not fun at all. So thank God they fixed that. That was a bug since the last update. Not very enjoyable, but hopefully it's finished now. Also, the Challenger 3TD. The engine sounds have been changed to the same as Challenger tanks, as it previously had the sound of the Leopard 2's engine, which was incorrect. Yeah, it has, like, elements, I suppose, of the Rheinmetall stuff, but also at the same time it is still a Challenger, so it should have the similar sound, even if it is a different engine or stuff like that. It's nice to have some normalcy. For VR, the flickering of trees in the hangar, aircraft hangar has been fixed, so hopefully that'll help with the look. And then also the Xbox and PlayStation setup. The Film Lover achievement has been removed as it was impossible to complete on console. What even is the Film Lover achievement? I don't even know what that is. I'm guessing that's something that you're able to set up. But yeah, they've lost an achievement since you can't get access to it. That's kind of funny to think about. I have no idea what is actually what it actually means. It has been nice that they have actually kind of expanded those achievements, though, adding more of them. You know, we talked about a few years ago, they were obviously trying to focus on that stuff as they went forward, and it's just nice that they have. You know, we're recently adding the High Precision Strike, Doomsday, and also Peaceful Atom, and a few others before that. Hopefully they continue adding more achievements and making the game more enjoyable from that point of view. As always though, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Schnitzel Stroker, Brendan Quinn, Vilneus, Character Fuel, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, B. Young, Opium Prime, Masonocrat, Lafouche, Alan Hacker, Sam Arslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.